So I'm going to read what I wrote in chat this week for a synopsis of last week. I thought it was pretty spot on in terms of concise. So I wrote, so the last session, Gilfanon told you that the prophecy of Mondot states that the black blade of Turambar will deal the death blow to Morgoth when he finally comes again. You decided to seek out the burial place of Turin, called the Stone of the Hapless, or Talbur in the tongues of early men. Irame, the elf from the first part of the campaign, met you in the port town of Tavrobel and introduced you to your guide and captain, the mire of the sea named Ossë. He will take you to the one place that can port you back to Middle-earth, to Talbur, and that's the Tower of Pearl. He said that there is a mysterious sleeper inside the tower, and Faradir is only 4 days away from transforming into the black jaws of Morgoth. So does that about sums it up? Any questions about that? Everybody good with what the Tower of Pearl is? Let's look at it on a map in case I'll bring it up for you. So I believe, let's see here. Let's look at the straight road. No, that's not it. Let's look at Valinor. That's not it. Let's look at the west. There we go. All right. You guys see that? The west as it was? Mm-hmm. So Numenor, the big island that looks like an amoeba running, is no longer there. It's flooded. It was flooded in the Second Age after the Numenorians pissed off the gods. However, the Shadowy Seas and the Enchanted, also called the Magic Isles, are there, and they're kind of like a barrier reef that were raised when the gods got irritated with the Numenorians, and so they're meant as kind of like a roadblock for ships. Not that most people could travel across the straight road because they can't, but so the Enchanted Isles are kind of like a barrier, and at the center of those islands, on one of the islands, there is a bright silver tower called the Tower of Pearl, and Pearl is like super important to the elves, especially the Teleran elves. Pearl is like the most precious material. So you see where everything is in relation to each other. You're on Tol Eressëa. You're on the left side of Tol Eressëa, the western side of Tol Eressëa, and you're sailing around the island, and you're sailing out to the Tower of Pearl. Okay. Max said he'll be here in 15 minutes. He was stuck on the subway. All right, cool. So that's all I want to do for the recap today. We have a few things we do need to do just for the good of the order. Make sure everybody's a level 11. I wanted to tell you that we're starting the day on day 10 of the adventure, and we're going to be at sea on April 25th. And that, so I'm going to have you start. I'll have you do the Blighted Lands rolls for day 10 and day 11, and then something is going to happen. So let's go ahead and do our wisdom saves, DC 15 for shadow points. And this is because the shadow has obviously marred the land, even the sea.
How many, you say?
Just two. One for the 25th and one for the April 26th.
God, my rolls are terrible for wisdom save.
John's not rolling much better. I'd hate to see what his character, what's going to happen to his character if he goes into a bout of madness.
Pretty close.
What do we need? 15?
Yep.
Yay, past one.
How soon is the fellowship period?
You guys, this is session 4. We're going to get one at session 6.
I probably won't make it.
That was the idea, right? Somebody.
Did you say 2?
Yes.
I'm 9 of 12.
Oof.
Wow.
Well, we have 3 more checks to do tonight.
When do you cross over?
So you actually become miserable once the number of points surpasses your wisdom score. So if you have 12 wisdom and you have 13 shadow points.
I am miserable.
You're miserable. Ooh, this could be interesting. Okay, so with that in mind, let's take a look at handouts. I'm going to share something with you.
Should have lied.
Miserable and bouts of madness. I just brought that up, so let's look at that. And I brought up a document called Shadow Weaknesses. Now, this was something that was very easy for us when we were playing a strict Adventures in Middle-earth campaign, because everybody chose it's not called a class, but let's just say class from that book, and they all are assigned a shadow weakness. So I have your name written down and what your shadow weakness is from the last campaign. If there are two written by your name, like Riken, for example, Curse of Vengeance or Lure of Power, one of them is the one from the last campaign, but because you changed classes, I thought you might want to switch, and this would be a good one. So you can pick which of those you want.
Yeah, I already picked Vengeance for my new one. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of Lure of Power then. And then the rest of you, let's see, who is still the rest of you have kind of standard D&D classes. So Morloman, Lure of Power, or Wandering Madness. You can, just based on how they sound, why don't you just pick one, and then I can kind of tell you what that means. Actually, if you look, do you have a question about one of those? Because I can read to you about it.
Yeah, can you read me both? Or
Yeah, sure. So what is the first one? Lure of Power?
Yeah.
When a man is given a position of authority... Can I sing it? You can. That's your job. When a man is given a position of authority, either by rank, lineage, or stature, he may end up making his own wishes for those of the people he should be guiding or keeping safe. Power is the quintessential temptation and provides the shadow with an easy way to win the hearts of those who desire it. So the first stage is arrogance, and then it progresses to overconfidence, and then being resentful, and then tyrannical. And Wandering Madness is wandering about, never really settling down. Might be the destiny of most adventurers, but it carries the risk of never finding something to live for. The road goes ever on and on. It's true, but let's see. Well, anyway, so it progresses from cowardly to forgetful to idle to uncaring.
Oops.
Let's do Wandering Madness.
Okay. All right. So what this means for you, John, is it means you have disadvantage on all attack rolls or skill checks, including the ones you. If the second one, if you made the second check just now, you actually have disadvantage on it. So any check, any hit, while you're miserable, you have disadvantage on. So that's going to last for you until you have a bout of madness. And I shared the bout of madness sheet with you. The bout of madness works kind of like a rage now. So basically, when you fail at something, so when we get into our first fight here, if you miss with an attack, you're going to have what's called a bout of madness, and so you're going to go cowardly as the first stage. So I can let me find that for you, and I'll like type it to you, and then you. Okay. Normally, what happens in a bout of madness is you lose control of your character, but I don't want to do that. I think it'd be more fun for you to play it, to role play it, and then once you follow those other rules, so it lasts 1d4 rounds. But let's say you roll a 1d4 and you roll 2. It's gonna last 2 rounds unless you keep getting hit or you keep hitting people, because that kind of feeds into it. Does that make sense?
Yep, makes sense.
Okay. So let me find that for you. Anybody else have a question about there? Anybody else close and need me to tell you what what the first stage is for you?
Sorry, did you say first stage was when you hit
When you're
midpoint?
No. So your shadow points have to surpass your wisdom score.
Oh, that's the first stage. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's when you have a bout of madness, right? And so the way it's supposed to work is once you've achieved sort of the first stage, the next time you have a bout of madness, you go to that next stage. So, some of you, like Spriggs' character, the dwarf, you're going to start at the last stage every time, right?
Yeah.
Spriggs? Okay.
Not a good thing.
You're pretty close. You're probably within a session, right?
I'm 3 away, so it could happen today. It could happen next week. Looks like you're really lucky on these rolls.
All right, so let me find John's cowardly action. This will be fun to play, especially tonight. All right, cowardly. I'll just copy and paste it, John, and you can act it out.
Cool.
I'm going to put it in roll 20 here. Okay, so we're done with that. All right, so I'll save that document. Did you all see that? Were you able to see that? When did I share that with you, or was it just on my screen?
I think it's out for everybody.
Okay. All right. Shadow weakness. Okay. The other thing I wanted to share with you and actually have a discussion about this because we weren't able to have the discussion during the week was something about the conjure woodland beings. And MJ, I know you're not going to like this, but the spell itself has taken a lot of flack ever since 5e came out. So much so that people are tweeting to the sort of main rule designers of the game. And so let me tell you the way this spell is supposed to work. When a spell is vague like that, when the spell says you can conjure up to this many of this type of creature, the way that it's supposed to work, according to the people that made the rules, is the DM picks. You can tell me your preference, but the DM picks the actual creatures, unless the spell says this animal, or this animal. Then the caster picks. But if it says a fey creature, this many fey creature, the DM picks. So I don't like that for a number of reasons. I don't like that because it takes ownership away from you. I also don't like it because there's only 3 quarter CR fey creatures: a blink dog, a sprite, and a pixie. You might do a sprite because they would actually fight. A pixie actually wouldn't fight. Did we just lose MJ? I think we just lost MJ. I'm gonna wait till he comes back to finish this.
Dude, the hell is you,
All right,
Jared? I'm out.
Yeah, MJ's like. So
What happened? 2 seconds, man. 2 seconds.
Bad stuff.
so what was the last thing you heard, MJ?
Honest to God, man, I just had to go reset my router, so all I heard was a bunch of garble about madness, and
Son of a bitch. All right, let me do this real quick.
I couldn't help it, man. My internet.
The Pixies. You're on Pixies.
All right,
Wait,
listen.
you talking shit about my pixies?
Yeah, you're not gonna like
Yep.
this, but here we need to come to a conclusion. I want to come to a conclusion that you're happy with. Here's what I'm suggesting. So, conjure woodland beings. The way that the spell is supposed to work, when a spell is vague about number of CR fey creatures, when it's vague like that, according to the rules, according to the person who wrote the rules on Twitter, he said the DM is supposed to pick the kind of creatures. I don't want to do that because I think that takes the fun kind of out of your hands, like to be able to do that, to like pick what you want. So I don't like that option. Okay, the reason we need to fix this though is because just listen to the way the spell is broken. You're allowed to, according to the spell, you're allowed to cast a spell that brings 8 pixies, a 4th level spell that brings 8 pixies who can cast 8 4th level spells. It's broken, and I can't allow that to continue. So we got to fix it. And so we can fix it in one of 3 ways. Okay, we can you can either summon a different kind of creature, a different CR, like a different. I'm sorry, a blink dog or a sprite.
Mm-hmm.
We can conjure a pixie,
Yep.
and then I'm gonna. The actual rule of conjure woodland beings says that they have to do what you tell them to do. I'm going to break that part of the spell. If you can't conjure pixies, the pixies are just it's gonna be bedlam, which might be fun. Or I think the thing that makes the most sense is to make them a CR1 creature, which means you could summon 2 of them, and they could still cast. It's still broken. It's still broken because you're able to cast a 4th level spell and get 2 4th level spells out of it. But I think this is the only fair way to do it. All right, so I think we're caught up now. Those are the only things that I wanted to bring up to you. Usually that's the way that it works. Something breaks during a fight, and I'm like, just allow it. I'll look at it during the week, and so that's what I did. So you guys are in Tavrobel, which is the port town. It's the town that actually Gilfanon lives in, the House of 100 Chimneys. You just had to sort of come into town to go to the bar, and you met Irame, and Irame gave Josh a badass spear. And I don't know that I highlighted that enough, but that the Vanyar elves are the spear elves, right? They're the elves that live closest to the Valar. And these are the spears that they took into the battle against Morgoth, right? The war during the War of Wrath. And she actually she brought you a named Vanyar spear. So it's pretty awesome. So you guys met Ossë, and Ossë was there, and he was dropping fish into the water. And he like turned his head when Irme came out and said, you know, he seemed like he knows exactly what's going on though. Irme didn't actually have to tell him very much. He says, "So you need a captain," and he greets Okran like he's an old friend, and he says, I actually have a ship waiting for us. I thought you might come. So it's east to the Tower of Pearl then.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get on board and let's get going, and let's get right into this.
Berger starts scratching his neck with his foot.
Yeah. So it's you guys are at sea. You're at sea one whole day and one night, and you wake up the next morning. You're at day 11 of this trip, April 26th, and you're officially 3 days. 1, 2, 3 days until the first full moon.
Okay, so everybody can add 14 temporary hit points to your characters as I
Sweet.
start your morning off with an inspiring word.
You're gonna sing a song, right?
Yeah, inspiring
Oh,
word.
Did we take a long rest?
You did, yeah. You're gonna need it. I think.
Real quick, Marcus, spears would use dex, correct?
Typically strength, and I mean, we could probably make.
I'm not gonna be throwing it anyway, so.
Okay. Just dex is
Imagine
the throwing. Okay.
Your
It's
dicks.
like a sword with a blade on both ends.
Your dicks. Your dicks.
Oh, that's one of the funniest ads I've ever seen. The fake ads. All right, so you guys. So Ossë, he doesn't really interact much with people. He's, you think maybe he's been alone on the sea a little bit too much over the years. If he's actually a Maiar like Okran, you think he's been alive for thousands of years, and may have just gotten a little eccentric. Vic, you saw him like probably 2 or 3 weeks before, and he was still dropping. He was dropping fish in 3 weeks ago, and he's
waiting for his buddy.
Yeah, that's what he said. So he pretty much keeps to himself, and he's like he doesn't have a crew. He has this massive ship, and he's basically there's sometimes that you think he's actually controlling the currents and the winds. And so he's basically steering the ship. He'll occasionally have you guys do let down a sail or let up a sail or something, but he's basically piloting the ship or captaining the ship himself. All right. So any questions for me before we get started?
Anybody have any questions for this dude? You know him, Vic. Is it worth asking this guy some questions? He knows something, or is he crazy?
Well, he knows the sea, so anything we want to ask him about the sea, I'm sure he'll be able to provide us some answers. Like, are we expected to run into anything on the way there? That's one question I'd ask him. You run into the shadowy creatures of the night and apparently coming alive during the day?
Oh, he says, actually, now that you mention it, there's a reason I've been kind of grounded lately. It seems the seas have been kind of a nasty place to be recently. I was expecting my friend several weeks ago, and he's obviously delayed as well. So yeah, it's probably best that we be on the lookout for things. He says, why don't you watch that side, and you watch that side.
All right. Let's watch that side.
All right. Does anybody see anything in the water?
Does anybody see anything in the water?
We see water?
Should we proceed?
Should we do a perceive?
I see a thing in the
there's
water.
a
I see something in the water.
Squid. My God, look at the size of that thing.
Dude!
So you guys are walking to the edge, and he says, brace yourselves. Just like super calm. And there's this big thud on the bottom of the ship. All right, so let's do turn order.
Yeah.
Can you put me at 14?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Anybody else need theirs changed? You can actually change it, Marco, but I'll do it. All right, we all rolled.
That next time.
Oh, you know what? I have one more to roll. All right, so I'm going to sort this. Now let's see who's at the top of the order. Riken is at the top of the order. Riken, boy, that's a change, huh?
Yeah, I was a great roll. But there's not. I mean, I'm just gonna stare over the edge of the gunnel with a awe-stricken face and ready in action.
So, Riken, you go over to the edge of the water, and the water's still rippling and sort of bubbling, like on the. I guess if the ship is heading from the left to the right, so from west to east, you're on the left side. I'm sorry, I don't know my ship sides. The leeward side, maybe. This is what it looks like. You guys see that? The creature?
Yeah. Big squiddy mantis looking like thing.
Yeah. So that's what you see, and you're readying an action. What are the? Just saying, if something pops up next to this side of the ship, you're gonna swing.
Has anyone else seen The Shape of Water?
I have.
What is that? I've heard of it.
Picture like the sea creature, typical sea creature, like in horror movies, like the humanoid one, and then like
The
some
creature
girl,
from Black Lagoon.
some girl falls in love with it.
Oh Lord.
And
Totally
that's
bangs it.
Oh, lovely.
Nice.
Hey, did we
It's actually a good movie, but anyways, that reminded me of
That
it.
is a good movie.
lose somebody? Oh, we're just still missing Max, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Riken ready's in action. Let's see.
That thing looks really screwed up.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
Yeah, it's like a praying mantis squid.
So let's see. Let's do a round of perceptions, I guess, just to see who sees this. Oh, John, you didn't fail that. That's good. That's a good thing. John, you would have literally started the fight with a with your first level in a bout of madness. All right. Well, Faraday.
What are we rolling here?
It's okay. That Faraday rolled high enough. So Faraday is like he's like just holding on from the boat rocking, and then you see this. These four creatures hop up on the front of the ship, and they look something like this. Two of them are about twice the
Murlocs.
Two of them are about twice the size of the ones on the far outside of the boat. They have, and the big ones have 4 arms. Okay, we lost MJ again. MJ,
So-
Yes, I'm back. Oh my god.
for Christmas,
Freaking
I'm
nightmare.
going to get you a new set of headphones and
No, man, I'm good. I'm good.
and a new internet.
Yes, I'll take that.
Okay, get him some better on that for sure.
All right, so this first creature just is is kind of like slurping and making sucking sounds at you
Is he going,
guys, just like that. I think you did it best.
Flirting with me?
You did it best.
Can you make the sounds? I need to hear it.
Yeah, just like that. And so they're basically going to start off with two of those. Ooh, ouchie.
There's your sound.
Let me see what this is.
You go to World of Warcraft and pull it up?
It's a Murloc.
Yeah, absolutely a Murloc.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
Perfect.
All right, so let's see here. Ooh, 2 crits. Awesome. So this is a good way to start the fight. So the one on top is going to target Zelindor, And the one on
God damn it.
And the one on the bottom is gonna. So number 1 is gonna target Okrin, just because you guys are closest to them, and they both crit. Believe it or not, I want to share. I want to share this screenshot with you.
Can I? I'm going to share something with you also that I
Actually,
remember about my armor.
They scooted up. Actually, they scooted up to about here. All right, let's see here.
Once per combat, I could say you miss. And I wish I had known that last time.
All right, man, no problem. So they shoot something like a glowing orb of light out of their hands, and so Vic, you feel it like absorb into your armor, and you're like bracing yourself because it was like right at your chest. And Zelindor is not so lucky. Zelindor, you're hit for let's see, 37 damage.
Oh, god damn it.
Wow. Thanks to the dwarves. Thank you, dwarves.
You were crit. It was 19 plus. I mean, he did a lot of damage. All right. And the next round, these guys are going to advance to about there. All right. And now it's Okrin's turn.
All right. So Okrin is going to disappear.
I'm out.
Oh, dick.
Yep. See you later.
All right.
So I'm invisible, and I am going to. You know what? No, I'm not going to go invisible. Instead, I'm going to do mirror image. So let me cast
good idea. That spell is badass, man. You're gonna have to remind me how it works. I get the gist, but
it's all there.
Okay.
But I'll remind you. So I create three duplicates.
Yeah.
So there's 4 of me, and only one of them's real.
Ooh, good one.
Yep. And so if I have 3 duplicates, I have to roll a 6 or higher on a d20 to change the attack's target to a duplicate.
Got it.
Sorry, with 2 duplicates, I have to roll an 8 or higher, and with 1 duplicate, an 11 or higher. So that's still pretty good.
Okay.
And all their armor class is 10 plus my dexterity. So if they hit a duplicate, it's just my dexterity that'll go into.
It shatters the one, right?
Yeah, it'll shatter the one. So they have 12 armor class as opposed to me, where I would have 16.
All right. So, okay. We'll deal with that next round. So Faradir is up, and I don't know if these guys are in range yet. Let's see. Yeah, looks like they're in range. Although there's a big beastie to your left.
But the beastie hasn't come a little far yet.
That's true.
Okay. Well, I have a. Wait, these guys won already, right? So I don't have an advantage, but I can move up.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do this.
So I'm keeping my mirror images tracked by the blue and the 3.
The blue and the what?
3. I mark myself with a number 3.
Oh, got it. Awesome. All right. I think those will hit. And so you do. Oh man.
21 plus 19, 30. Wait, 40.
Oh geez. All right. So you bloody this one.
Oh, nice.
And he is. Let me see. Let's just look at his character. I have a character sheet here. See if he has any defensive skills that will help. All right. Nope. And he doesn't like fire. You don't know why. So he looks pissed though. I mean, this is a guy you can tell like he's the bully in the schoolyard, and he has been his whole life, right? So he's pissed off, and he's going to be coming at you next round. Okay, Zelindor.
Healing word. I'll cast on myself. Who is that kid?
Yeah, do you want to move?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. But actually, I'm confused about this. Just real quick on the spell. It's the first time I ever used it. So I can actually post. Hang on one second. I don't know.
I can look it up.
Sure.
All right, healing word. 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Did you cast it at a higher level?
No, just level 1.
Okay. You sure you only want to do 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier?
I'm not sure. I do not know. Tell me more.
Well, you lost 37 hit points, so
Yes.
I would suggest casting at a higher level.
Okay.
If you do that, then it's 1d4 for every slot above, right? So if you cast it at 3rd level, it's 2d4 more. So it'd be a total of 3d4 plus your ability spellcasting ability modifier.
All right, hang on a second. We'll do it now. There we go. There we go. How about that? What does that give me? 17?
Yeah,
17 plus 5, is that it? Is that how you do it?
Correct.
Okay, alright. Well, that's better. Okay, yep. And he's going to dive behind some boxes.
Alright. So just make sure you keep track of your spell slots. You cast that at a
level
pretty
6.
high. Yeah, level 6. Yeah, that'll help, huh?
Yeah, that'll help.
Alright, Morloman, you're up. So remember, if you fail in
I'm
an
not
attack...
cowardice yet.
What's that?
I'm miserable, but I'm not cowardice yet.
Right, so you have disadvantage, and if you fail at anything, you'll be in a bout of madness.
So I'm targeting number 1 here, and 3 bolts will go out at the other 3.
You're targeting number 1? Alright, let me see. Let me see if he makes a save here. Can you guys hear me okay, or is it cutting out?
No, you're good.
Okay, Dex save.
Do you want Dex?
Oh, man. So what happens is it half damage? Okay, so he manages to, number 1 manages to save against it. And what was it, chain lightning? And so you're attacking both of number 2s as well?
It hits all of them.
Well, it should be all of them, because there's 3 bolts that come out of it.
Got it, okay.
Each target has to be within 30 of the next one.
Okay.
Something like that.
Alright, so let me see about the others. Let me do quick saves. Alright, second one actually saved too. That's a badass spell though. Let me see.
Blowing it early.
Yeah, seriously, you guys have been going easy on me with the freaking cantrips. Alright, that person failed, and...
Wait, that was a cantrip?
No, I said you guys have been going easy.
Oh.
Oh, jeez, dude. You saw one lightning arc to the one on top near the ballista, and she actually almost collapses. You more than bloodied her, and the other ones. So 3 of them saved against it. Believe it or not. All right. So you bloodied the one on the bottom as well.
Cool.
All right, now, big guy up top. It's his turn.
All right.
Here goes.
Yeah.
With the damage.
Yeah.
Wow, that guy is ugly. Holy shit.
All right, and let's change the map.
Ugly mother.
That's right. So let's change the map a little bit. Let's see here. So bear with me. It's going to look like everything has gone away.
Oh, because it has.
The sea turns red.
Snowstorm.
Let's see if I can line this up okay. Yeah, that'll work. Just about.
Oh, lovely.
There it is. That thing's only like 11 times bigger than I am.
Zelendor is dead. The tentacle landed on top of him.
No.
He's inside of it.
Damn it, I hid behind these boxes.
You'd be like Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We'll kill the beast from the inside.
Didn't I do that once already?
Yeah, you did. You did that once.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you feel free to just because there's a lot of lore and shit, and I like Tolkien. That doesn't mean you guys can't have some fun with this. So feel free to,
I plan to. Every time out.
All right, so this
You guys
guy.
see the video link?
No, let me see this.
It's brief.
Oh, Predator! You're one ugly motherfucker.
Yeah.
I think this guy is going to start by blowing his load.
I'm so close.
I put on my raincoat.
I'm about to get Coopered.
So these big tentacles come up on like basically everywhere, and meanwhile Ossë's just driving the ship. Ossë is just back there driving, and so you
I
guys
yell at him. Is this your friend?
so I'll let you guys kind of move your your tokens around, like on either side of the tentacles, kind of like pushed you out of the way, but didn't do damage. But it's definitely doing damage to the ship. In fact, whoever is brave, I'd like you to roll a 1d4.
Oh, let me.
Okay, great. Roll low.
Okay. Burren already rolled it, and he rolled a 1. Awesome.
I'm not seeing everybody's rolls here for some reason.
It rolls the
me
GM.
neither.
Mine rolls the GM when you click the bottom buttons.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So in not this round, but in 3 rounds, your ship is going to be sinking.
Cool.
Is one
Awesome.
good or bad?
1 is not good.
Oh,
Does
Vic,
this guy
you said roll low.
actually have those chests on his back?
I thought it was for damage.
No, it was for rounds times 3.
Oops.
Are we all rolling? Or just
I needed to roll a 4.
No, I asked for a volunteer. So
all right. Okay, good.
all right. So this guy is actually going to cast the same spell that was just cast.
Chain lightning?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
love it.
So he
Love
pops his head up over the side of the ship, and the ship is like basically leaning almost. The tips of the cannons are touching the water, and he casts chain lightning. So I need, and let's see, he'll cast it at Burren.
Of course.
So I need everyone except Faradir to make a. Actually, is Faradir within range?
No.
So let's see. Well, who's the better person? Oh, let's cast it at Morloman. Yeah, let's do Morloman. He cast it at Morloman. So let's have everybody do a dexterity save.
It only goes to 3 people, though, right?
What's that?
It goes to 3 people.
It does. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
All right, so let's do. I know, I'm gonna do Burren then. So Burren, Riken, Tessero, and a Zelindor.
Phew.
I need to
Should I roll for Tessero or?
What'd you say? What save? Dex save?
Dex save. Yep.
Yeah, save your dicks.
Dex.
Your dicks.
Are you rolling for Tessero or?
Save your
something
dicks.
else?
Can you roll for him? Do you have? Can you?
I think so.
I definitely failed that.
Don't worry, I'll still wake up at 2.
All right, my friends. So you guys take 31 damage if you failed. You take half that, rounding down, if you passed.
Then we
was the
had
save?
14 points of health.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I forget you can't see my rolls. It's a DC 17.
Yes. Haha.
17. How stupid is that?
So Tessero passes.
Awesome. Okay. And so that's his whole turn.
Max, you're here.
How much? 30, you said?
31. Is that what I said? I think that's what I said. Yeah. All right, Burren, and you haven't raged, so that was my one shot for you.
Good thing the 14 extra health points helps a little bit.
You guys are bastards.
Alright. Burren's pissed. Because he doesn't like water to begin with. And we're on another goddamn boat. So.
Yeah.
I don't have Leoman's tiny ship.
Hey, look on the bright side. Not for long.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
So we need to kill this thing. I'm gonna.
Yeah, we gotta blow our load
I'm gonna go up
So-
here and
all over its face.
You
Dude,
guys
Burn,
actually,
do it. Jump, man. I'm right behind you.
you obviously wouldn't know that the ship is going to sink in 3 rounds from now, but you do get the sense, based on the damage that he's doing, that the ship is not going to last long.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he's just pulled the ship sideways and it's gonna sink in 3 turns, we're all probably pretty sure it's gonna sink soon.
exactly. So.
Do it, dude. Over the edge. I'm right behind you.
Jesus.
Like jump off on his face?
Burren stops at the
Go for
edge.
the eye. I'll go for the other eye.
Burren
I'm
stops
next.
at the edge, and Riken runs up behind him and pushes him in.
Oh, shit.
Remember what happened the last time you jumped on the face of a tentacle monster?
Yeah, I know.
That was pretty sweet. We all got a sweet ride.
We survived.
Yeah, we used
barely.
to jump across the river.
Christian died.
Yeah, like, he's a pussy though.